Now it's time to see who has the heart.
If you put your effort and concentration into playing to your potential, to be the best that you can be, I don't care what the scoreboard says at the end of the game, in my book, we're going to be winners.
This is your time. Now go out there and take it.
Are you crying? Are you crying? There's no crying. There's no crying in baseball.
Welcome to the Best of Tailgate Talk, where we go back into the archives and hear some of our special guests you may have missed the first time around. We'll be back with the Best of Tailgate Talk after this. Come see all your friends at Applebee's in Athens. 12 minutes guaranteed or it's free Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. 7 items to choose from. Can't make it for lunch? Visit them for happy hour, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. or late night. Half-price appetizers with beverage purchase, 6 appetizers to choose from. Call 233-4430 or order online at Applebee's.com and pick your meal up with Carside to Go. Applebee's Neighborhood Grill, Highway 72 in Athens, just off I-65. Eating good in the neighborhood. Real estate, real easy. That's the motto at Innovative Realty Solutions, and providing the highest quality real estate services is their mission. With sound real estate advice, the latest information, and a skilled analysis of the real estate market, Innovative Realty Solutions offers a better home buying and selling experience with a fair, ethical, and, yes, innovative process. Innovative Realty Solutions. Visit them on Facebook, online at innovativerealtysolutions.com, at 100 North Clinton Street in Athens, or call 230-5950. Innovative Realty Solutions. Real estate, real easy. When things go wrong, State Farm is here to help life go right. And Agent Michael Howell is the one who can help get things back on track. See Michael for your auto, home, life, health, property, and business insurance, and be ready for those unexpected twists that life throws at you. Ask about banking and annuities, too. Call State Farm Agent Michael Howell at 232-5400. Visit him online at michaelhowell.net or go see him at 903 South Clinton Street in Athens. State Farm Agent Michael Howell. There when things go wrong, here to help life go right. Smith's Heating and Cooling in Elkmont is your friendly local contractor, servicing most brands of equipment and proudly installing industry-leading Rheem systems. Whether it's an air conditioner, gas furnace, heat pump, or indoor air quality system, Smith's Heating and Cooling prides themselves on their exceptional installation and 24/7 customer service after the fact. They offer financing too. Call 777-5450 today to schedule an appointment or a free no-obligation consultation. Smith's Heating and Cooling. Call 777-5450. Visit them on Facebook or online at smithsheatingandcoolingllc.com. At Hendricks Power Washing and Striping, your property is their priority. Power washing, striping, seal coating, crack filling, and asphalt maintenance, rain or shine, day or night. Call Colby for a free quote at 256-763-1740. Visit their Facebook page and see what they've done for other satisfied customers. Give your home or business that brand spanking new look, courtesy of Hendricks Power Washing and Striping. Licensed and insured. Call 256-763-1740. Hendricks Power Washing and Striping. Welcome to the Best of Tailgate Talk. This week we feature America's game on this July 4th weekend. First, we'll hear a conversation we had with Bronswell Patrick, who toiled for 10 years in the minor leagues, including a stop with the Huntsville Stars, before he got his shot at the big show. Next, we bring our second visit with former NFL referee Jim Tunney. After that, we're back to baseball with a fun talk with former Southern Miss and Bellhaven coach Hill Denson. And we wrap things up with a second appearance with leadership coach and author of Move the Ball, Jennifer Garrett. Keep it here. That's coming up. Here are a few announcements as part of Scores and More, brought to you by P4 Physical Therapy, delivering world-class outpatient care with a purpose. Visit them on Facebook or online at p4physicaltherapy.com. Lindsay Lane will host a basketball camp July 12th through 14th for kindergarten through 8th grade. Go to lindsaylanechristianacademy.org to sign up. Athens Rec Center will host a youth softball clinic July 12th through 15th with former Wallace State coach Jane Clem. Registration will go until July 10th. Rec Center also has youth flag football registration going on through July 20th for ages 5 to 12. Cost is $50. For more information on either one of those, call 233-8740. Don't forget to enter your nominations for the Athlete of the Week polls that will start back up in August. And keep updated during the week on our Facebook page. Just do a search for Applebee's Tailgate Talk. Go to tailgatetalk.net and you can catch up on some of our other special guests as well as get a heads up on who's coming up in the future. P4 Physical Therapy is a new outpatient provider offering community-based care with a unique partnership model that allows them to consistently deliver world-class outpatient care, emphasizing personalized hands-on treatment. Whether it's orthopedic, physical, geriatric, or manual therapy, sports or neuro rehab, telehealth, or most any type of muscle or joint pain, P4 Physical Therapy promises to treat you with integrity, compassion, faithfulness, and selflessness. Locations in Athens, Huntsville, and Winfield, Alabama, as well as Fayetteville and Knoxville, Tennessee. Look for them on Facebook or online at p4physicaltherapy.com.
From day one, First National Bank has been built on a strong foundation of community first. First to lend a helping hand, first to help with community events and fundraisers, first to support local students, athletic programs, and civic organizations, first to support events like United Way, Relay for Life, and many more charitable events, and most importantly, working for our great community. Without you, there'd be no First National Bank. Making communities great together, that's what we strive for.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC. Daly & Son Car Care is Ardmore's only one-stop auto repair and tire shop. Whether it's major mechanic or brake work or routine maintenance like an oil change or lube job, Daly & Son Car Care has been satisfying customers all over with their fast and friendly service. They're also your headquarters for quality Cooper tires. Stop by and see Wayne, Nikki, or Dale at 25600 Main Street in Ardmore, Tennessee, or call them at 931-427-4651. They're on Facebook too. Daly & Son Car Care, open Monday through Friday, 7:30 till 5, and Saturday, 7:30 till noon.
Hey guys, this is Joanna for CEI Bookstore and Truth Publications. Many of you are searching for Bible study materials for your Bible classes. Our best-selling Bible curriculum, Discovering God's Way, is a reliable tool for teaching students of all ages through the Bible in its entirety. We're sure you'll love this curriculum, and if you'd like to see other options of Bible classes, we'll be happy to help you select from our topical studies. So stop struggling with the search and come by and let us help you select reliable and meaningful study materials for your class today. CEI Bookstore and Truth Publications, taking his hand, helping each other home.
This is Bella LaFontaine with Crown Service Termite and Pest Control. We take care of all the basics. We take care of cockroaches, ants, wasps. As far as rodents go, most places they'll trap or poison and that's the end of it. What we do is we're actually going to find the entry points and we're going to take care of that for you. We do a lot of work with a lot of realtors here in town to bring houses to the closing table. So one of the big things about us is that we're not a sales company. We are a service provider. So we're not looking to meet a sales quota. We're looking to get a house ready to go to closing and get our customers taken care of. This is Bella LaFontaine, Crown Service Termite and Pest Control. We are located at 3413 6th Avenue in Huntsville, Alabama. Phone number is 256-701-7095.
Check out the WKAC sports page. Go to WKAC1080.com and click on the WKAC sports icon. You can listen to the current sports stream as well as game archives, past coaches shows, and Applebee's Tailgate Talk on demand. If you're on your smartphone, you can stay automatically updated as new items are posted. The WKAC sports page. Another reason why your best source for Limestone County sports is WKAC1080.com and 1080 WKAC. Welcome back to the best of Tailgate Talk on 1080 WKAC.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bronswell Patrick. Bronswell, I hate to tell you, but you call on live radio, man. We answer the phone right there on the fly. That's how we roll here, man.
I'm ready to go, my man. How you doing?
Man, I am great. I'm ready to talk some ball. That's what I'm ready to do.
Let's do it.
Tim had mentioned about the patience that you've had, playing in the minors for so long. But the more I read your profile, dude, I read a man that loves the game. This loves the game, especially one of the quotes you're going to play until they come and take your uniform, and then after that they're going to have to fight you for it. I'm like, man, I love this guy. I've never met him before, but I love him.
That's what it's all about. It's all about playing the game the right way. It's the love for the game. I played for a long time, 18 years total. Spent 10 years in the minor leagues before I got called up to the major leagues, and it was a grind, but I always knew I had the talent to be a major league pitcher, and I just knew I had to keep grinding, and eventually one day I'll be a major league player.
Now, this is something Tim discovered while we were all getting ready to preparing for your interview this morning, is that you actually played for the Huntsville Stars.
Yes, I did. I played for Huntsville, and I really loved the city of Huntsville, and the fans were great. Just playing there was fun because we were winning. We had a good team, Jason Giambi, and
yes,
guys like that. And it was just fun being in Huntsville, being able to go to the stadium every day and playing for the Huntsville Stars, and traveling locally to Birmingham and places like that, Chattanooga, had a team, Greenville, South Carolina, Orlando, Florida. It was just fun. It was a fun year that year, and I enjoyed the city of Huntsville.
Everybody associates Huntsville, like you said, with Jason Giambi, Mark McGuire, Jose Canseco, Terry Steinbach. But you know what? Bronswell Patrick's up there on that one now. Hey, guys.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
You can put me on that list too. I made it to the major leagues, and I played in Huntsville with the Huntsville Stars, and definitely you can add me to that list as well.
List of the stars that come through the Joe. That's what I'm talking about.
Hey, were the Stars with the A's or the Brewers when you played with them?
No, it was still the A's when I was with them.
A's, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So looking through your Wikipedia page, of course, when we have anybody on, of course, we look through their Wikipedia page, Bronswell, so we get all their information. It says you had agreed to play as a replacement player in the wake of the 1994 baseball strike. That's very interesting, Bronswell, because we know a lot of times, back then, players were, kind of looked down, if you crossed that picket line, but then a deal was struck right when you were about to do that. How was that back in the day, Bronswell, when you were thinking about, playing, hey, you were getting your chance, you were looking at it as an opportunity. So how did you feel about that back in the day in 1994?
I'll be honest with you. I got some misinformation about that. Looking back on it, it was something. If I would have had the right information, it was all quick and everything just came together so quick. I was a 6-year minor league free agent with the Houston Astros. I had just signed with them that year, and like I said, I didn't get the right guidance on if I played as a replacement player or if I didn't play as a replacement player, and looking back on it, it's something that I wouldn't have done if I had the right information. But, the thing is I had to move on from it and continue to play and support my family. And, the guys were great. When I got called up to the major leagues with Milwaukee, I explained my situation to them. I was a minor league 6-year free agent, and I got some misguidance on what I should and shouldn't do, and I had to move on from it. But it was an opportunity where I felt like I was caught in between. I had to feed my family, and then again, it's like I didn't know what the right situation was, if I did, if I didn't. But like I said, they ended up striking a deal to where there was going to be a full major league season or a major league season. Yep. So, I didn't get to play as a replacement player. But, like I said, looking back on it, it's something I wouldn't have done if I had the right information.
I'll tell you, Bronswell, those to me, and I'm cut from a different cloth maybe than other people, but those players that were going to come in and play, they had my admiration. I was one of them that's going to be rooting for, if you had made the switch into the major leagues, I was you still I didn't have much sympathy for the strike during that time. Maybe I was young and looking at it different, but because I knew guys like you had to put food on the table and you had to play, and this got to be your chance. So
correct.
But you go ahead.
But I was just gonna say, your day finally come, Bronswell. Let me see. I've got the actual date on here too. May 18th, 1998. How did that feel when you finally got the call? It's your time, brother. You're going to the big leagues. How did that feel, man?
It was great. I mean, I was on top of the world. I was actually in Louisville, Kentucky, in AAA, and I was charting in the stands, and the Louisville Redbirds PR guy came in the stands and said, "Hey, they want to talk to you down in the clubhouse." And I'm like, "What's going on today?"
That might not be good or bad.
I didn't know if it was good or bad, so I walked down to the clubhouse, and Gary Allison, who was the manager, he sat me down and he said, he goes, I got some news for you. He goes, you're gonna meet the big league club in St. Louis, and I was like, what? I was like, are you serious, or is this a joke? I said, no. He goes, I'm serious. You're gonna meet the big league team in Milwaukee. I'm sorry, you're going to meet the big league team in St. Louis, and they're playing the Cardinals. And I broke down and cried because, I knew I had worked so hard to get to that point. And, I picked up the phone and I called my mom and told her I was going to the major league, and we both sat on the phone and cried because it was something that I knew. Long time coming,
yes.
It was a long time coming, and I knew eventually I had the ability to be a major league player. Didn't know it was going to take me 10 long years, but finally when that day came, it was something that, like I said, I'll remember for the rest of my life.
Perseverance pays off, don't it, brother?
Perseverance pays off. Yes, it does.
So you went to the Cardinals, and where did you go after that?
No, the Brewers.
Oh, I'm sorry, the Brewers.
He met them
the Brewers in the Cardinals.
Oh,
okay, my bad.
Yeah, he played for Brewers.
I knew I was hearing something.
Well, before you ask him that, I was wondering how that transition takes place. I mean, you go up there and meet the team. How long does it take before you're out on the field with your new team?
Oh, I mean, I jumped on the plane. I jumped on the plane that morning. The game, they told me the night before. Like I said, I was sitting in the stands charting. I was supposed to pitch the next day, and when I got the message to go down to the clubhouse, I talked to our manager, who was Gary Allison, and then he told me I was going to Major League. He said, "Hey, go in the clubhouse, pack your stuff up, go home, and go to your apartment, and pack your stuff up because you're meeting the team in St. Louis." And I went home, packed some stuff in my suitcase, and I called the traveling secretary for the Milwaukee Brewers, who he gave me my itinerary. Hey, be at the airport at such and such time. You're flying to from Louisville, Kentucky, to Milwaukee. To St. Louis to meet the big league club here in St. Louis. And I jumped on a flight around 8:00 that morning and flew into St. Louis, got to the hotel. The guys greeted me once I got there. Marquise Grissom and Darren Johnson, Jeremy Brunette, Mike Matheny, all greeted me when I was there. And when I got to the hotel, and I walked in my room, 5-star hotel, and in the minor leagues, you're in the 2-star hotels.
Absolutely,
yes, sir.
And, I walked in, and it was a 5-star hotel, and I was like, "Wow, man, this is what I'm talking about right here. This is the big leagues." And,
Kevin Costner said in Bull Durham that you take batting practice with white balls.
He got that right. Exactly right. So it was great. It was a great experience. I loved every minute of it, and the guys treated me well.
We'll be back with more of our Tailgate Talk conversation after this.
Limestone Drug, located on the square in downtown Athens, is your local Health Mart pharmacy. As your local Health Mart pharmacy, Limestone Drug is locally owned and has a personal commitment to the community. Limestone Drug honors prescription drug plans, including Medicare. They accept flex spending cards and fill prescriptions in minutes, not hours. Limestone Drug knows there's nothing more important than your family's well-being. So shop Limestone Drug at 200 West Market Street in Athens, your local Health Mart pharmacy. Limestone Drug, caring for you and about you.
At Hendricks Power Washing and Striping, your property is their priority. Power washing, striping, seal coating, crack filling, and asphalt maintenance, rain or shine, day or night. Call Colby for a free quote at 256-763-1740. Visit their Facebook page and see what they've done for other satisfied customers. Give your home or business that brand spanking new look, courtesy of Hendricks Power Washing and Striping. Licensed and insured. Call 256-763-1740. Hendricks Power Washing and Striping.
Your roof is the first line of defense for your home. Do you have water stains on your ceiling, paint peeling off your walls, shingles missing? It's probably time for you to get your free roof inspection. Locally owned and operated, licensed, and insured, Yellowhammer Roofing is the Yellowhammer State Hometown Team. Yellowhammer Roofing. Let our family protect what's most important to you, your family. 256-232-1933 or online at yellowhammerroofing.com.
Accidents happen. It's a part of life. So next time a wreck is a part of your life, Sides Auto Body Repair is there to lend a hand. Since 1987, Sides Auto Body Repair has been guiding customers through the repair process with as little stress as possible, offering free estimates, a limited lifetime warranty on their work, as well as saving you the headache of handling the insurance paperwork. They're also ICAR Platinum certified and can boast over 60 years of combined experience. Call their Highway 72 West location at 230-6464 or Highway 72 East at 444-0729. Either way, call them first. Sides Auto Body Repair. If you're running out of space and a yard sale just isn't an option, Midpoint Storage and Buddy Box Storage gives you the choice. Midpoint Storage on Highway 72 East has traditional or climate-controlled units along with spaces for your boat or RV. Buddy Box offers convenient, secured, portable storage units delivered right to your home. They're both locally owned, too. Call 256-800-4249. Look for them on Facebook or online at midpoint.storage.com or buddyboxstorage.com. It's a win-win situation. Midpoint Storage and Buddy Box Storage. 256-800-4249. Tune in every Tuesday through Thursday this coming football season for the WKAC Coaches Shows. Join us as we get the scoop from Ardmore, Athens, Clements, East Limestone, Elkmont, James Clemens, Tanner, and West Limestone. The WKAC Coaches Shows coming in August on 1080 WKAC. We continue with our conversation on the best of Tailgate Talk on 1080 WKAC.
I got a stat for you. It said in a game on August 1st, you hit a home run against Felix Rodriguez, becoming the first Brewers pitcher to hit a home run since Skip Lockwood in 1971. How did that feel, hitting a home run?
Well, I just closed my eyes and stuck the bat out.
Hey, I saw it too, didn't it, brother?
That's great.
Oh, my goodness.
I didn't even know the ball hit the bat until I heard the crowd screaming, and I'm looking up, and I see the ball going out of the ballpark, and it was great. It was great. Felix Rodriguez, who eventually ended up being my teammate in San Francisco with the Giants. He and I would sit in the bullpen and talk about that. I said, "Hey, Felix, man, I'm one up on you, man, because I remember in Milwaukee when I carried you deep, and he goes, oh, Patrick, come on, man. He goes, I was just trying to do you a favor, and I was like, yeah, right.
Mm-hmm. We know better than that.
Do you a favor.
Yeah, you know better than that. You're trying to get me out, my man, but I embarrassed you, so.
So it was that y'all as teammates, y'all done a little trash talking like that, all in good nature, of course, right?
We did all fun and games, and he took it well. And Felix Rodriguez is a great guy, but at the time he was pitching for the Arizona Diamondbacks, who was a new franchise that just came in the league, and guy that was throwing 94, and he actually just threw it to my sweet spot, just right where I wanted it, and I was able to hit it out of the ballpark.
Well, I know there's at least one more home run that you probably remember, and this is according to Wikipedia.
Oh, yeah. I wasn't going to bring that up to you.
Well, I mean,
It was the Maris number, so, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if I'm going to be in the record books, I might as well be in there, giving up number 61 to Sammy Sosa.
And it's not like you gave it up to Tom McClung, old Tomcats in here, You gave it up to Sosa, man. He hit a few of them out.
Yes, he did. He hit quite a few of them out that year. With him and Mark McGuire. But no, it was just, we were playing in Wrigley Field. I came in relief, and it was a pitch that, I threw a split finger, and put it this way, it didn't split.
I got you.
Oh.
He ended up splitting it out of the ballpark. No, it was a split finger that it actually just stayed up in the zone, and Sammy deposited it into left field out on Waveland Avenue, which I think they're probably still chasing the ball right now. He hit it that far, but no, it was just a pitch that I left out over the plate, and he was hot that day, and I think he ended up hitting. I want to say he hit 2 or 3 home runs that game. I ended up being number 61, giving up number 61, and during that time, like I said, I was a rookie, and it was fun being in that atmosphere. I mean, it was sold out crowd in Chicago, and I think Bill Murray was there, and it was just great being in that situation. Fortunately, yes, I did give up number 61, but like I said, if I'm going to give it up and be in the history books, then I'd rather be in the history books that way.
And it was Wrigley, man. I mean, how many guys like us that love the game that never got to play in Wrigley, but it's still Wrigley, man.
It's still Wrigley, man. When you walk in that ballpark, it gives you chills because so many memories and great memories from years past. It was just fun walking in that clubhouse and being in that atmosphere.
Bronswell, can you tell us what you're doing now?
Actually, I'm calling you guys from Mexico right now.
All right.
I'm down in Mexicali, Mexico. I'm actually managing.
All right.
I'm managing the winter ball team down here in Mexicali, Mexico. We actually picked up our first win last night, so everybody.
Congratulations!
Ecstatic. Thank you, I appreciate it. Everybody's ecstatic about that. So that's what I'm doing now, and during the summertime, I'm with the Tijuana Toros. I spent 13 years with the San Diego Padres, coaching in their minor league system before I resigned back in December, and I took a job with Tijuana Toros, the Mexican League, to be with Omar Vizcal, who's managing the club. And
okay, excellent.
I just wanted to be around a guy that played the game for a long time, and just with his name, I was hoping to learn a lot from him and be in an organization where I could actually set up my own program and teach guys the way that I wanted to teach certain things.
Yeah, and TJ and Mexicali is not that far apart. I mean, it sounds like a pretty good gig going for you, Bronswell.
Yeah, it's not that far apart, and it is a good gig. I'm close to home here. I'm close to my home in California. I'm like an hour and a half away from my home in California. So, on the off days, I get to go home. So, it's good, and the protocol down here is just like what they were doing in the major league as far as testing.
I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah, me too. I was wondering if it was effective the same way.
Okay.
Yes, they're testing for COVID, and guys are, knock on wood, we've been safe so far.
Well, as far as the season goes, how did it get truncated like it did up here too, or?
Yeah. We're like I said, we're in a situation where we're playing with no fans right now. So eventually, I think here in the next month or two, they're gonna eventually start allowing about 30% of the fans in the stadium. So, like I said, right now we're playing behind closed doors, and the guys are still having fun, and that's what it's all about, putting on the uniform every day and going out and performing.
Putting on the uniform, getting paid to do something that you love, Bronswell.
Yeah, exactly. Something you love to do, and you're playing a kid's game, and that's what I told him yesterday in my meeting. I said, you know how many guys want to be in our position playing this game and getting paid and having fun, So you got to take it. You got to take it and understand that this is a game, but the same time you gotta play the game the right way, play it hard.
Well, Bronswell, that's where I was back going when we wrapping up with you. We're geared toward high school sports, and as you've told us, you've persevered. Took you 10 years to get to the major leagues. What advice can you give these young kids listening to us about perseverance and sticking with it and not giving up on your dream?
Well, you said it, not giving up. It's putting in the hard work, knowing that you have the confidence and the ability to play, Division I college football or baseball, basketball, whatever it may be. But you put your mind to it. You can do anything. I never gave up. I continue to work hard. I continue to ask questions. But every day is just going out and competing, playing the game the right way, listening to your coaches, and just going out and performing, and just not worrying about what's going on beside you, what's going on in social media. It's like, hey, you got one thing to worry about, and that's to take care of your own business.
You said it right. Social media can get you in trouble. Kids rely too much and worry about what people say on social media. You got to phase that out and just do what you got to do for yourself and not worry about what other people say about you.
Exactly. You got to stay focused.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Bronswell, thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule to talk with us. I mean, I love talking to a baseball man. I love the game.
I love baseball.
I love the game, buddy.
I appreciate it, guys. And anytime you guys can give me a call, I'm available, and I enjoy being on the show. And I really appreciate it, guys.
Thank you, Bronswell. Appreciate it, brother.
Appreciate your time, Bronswell.
Thank you.
All right.
All righty.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Bronswell Patrick. Great interview. Always love talking to these guys. You're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk.
This is Bella LaFontaine with Crown Service Termite and Pest Control. We take care of all the basics. We take care of cockroaches, ants, wasps. As far as rodents go, most places they'll trap or poison, and that's the end of it. What we do is we're actually going to find the entry points, and we're going to take care of that for you. We do a lot of work with a lot of realtors here in town to bring houses to the closing table. So one of the big things about us is that we're not a sales company. We are a service provider. So we're not looking to meet a sales quota. We're looking to get a house ready to go to closing and get our customers taken care of. This is Bella LaFontaine, Crown Service Termite and Pest Control. We are located at 3413 6th Avenue in Huntsville, Alabama. Phone number is 256-701-7095.
Quality Vinyl is on your side. Quality Vinyl in Athens has been in business since 1987, offering great prices and service the whole time. What has changed is the technology of their products. From vinyl siding and shutters, sunrooms and screen rooms, to doors, windows, columns, and rails. Quality Vinyl, located on the corner of Highway 72 and Reed Road in Athens, just 6 miles west of I-65. Call 232-2665 or visit them online at qualityvinyl.net. Quality Vinyl is on your side.
Hey guys, this is Joanna Clem for CEI Bookstore and Truth Publications. I'd like to personally invite you to visit CEI Bookstore. While you're here, you'll find a wide selection of Bibles, gift items, trustworthy study materials, and more for you and your church. Our friendly staff will be happy to help you with your selections while you shop in the store. We even offer personalized Bible imprinting and gift wrapping. Not in the Athens area? Enjoy shopping with us online at truthbooks.com. CEI Bookstore and Truth Publications, taking his hand, helping each other home.
Real estate real easy. That's the motto at Innovative Realty Solutions, and providing the highest quality real estate services is their mission. With sound real estate advice, the latest information, and a skilled analysis of the real estate market, Innovative Realty Solutions offers a better home buying and selling experience with a fair, ethical, and, yes, innovative process. Innovative Realty Solutions. Visit them on Facebook, online at innovativerealtysolutions.com, at 100 North Clinton Street in Athens, or call 230-5950. Innovative Realty Solutions. Real estate real easy. P4 Physical Therapy is a new outpatient provider offering community-based care with a unique partnership model that allows them to consistently deliver world-class outpatient care, emphasizing personalized hands-on treatment. Whether it's orthopedic, physical, geriatric, or manual therapy, sports or neuro rehab, telehealth, or most any type of muscle or joint pain, P4 Physical Therapy promises to treat you with integrity, compassion, faithfulness, and selflessness. Locations in Athens, Huntsville, and Winfield, Alabama, as well as Fayetteville and Knoxville, Tennessee. Look for them on Facebook or online at p4physicaltherapy.com.
Takes a snap. He's rolling to his left. He's looking downfield. He's looking in the end zone. Throws a jump ball. It's complete. Touchdown, Golden Eagles.
Join us this coming season for Athens High School football. Greg Young will bring you all the exciting play-by-play online at WKAC1080.com or on your WKAC Sports app. You can also hear it on your Amazon Echo or Google Home device by saying Play WKAC Sports. Listen for the radio replays Saturdays at noon and check out the archives on the WKAC Sports page. Golden Eagle football from 1080 WKAC. You're listening to the best of Tailgate Talk on 1080 WKAC.
We've got one of the most famous NFL refs in the world.
If not the most famous.
Mr. Jim Tunney on the line with us. Jim, welcome to the show.
Welcome, thank you. Nice to be here. How you doing? How's your weather?
Our weather is gorgeous right now.
Perfect
It's just
weather.
like spring. You know, I'm waiting the dogwoods to be blooming right now, but we're on the other side of it.
Now, you're in California, correct?
I am. Weather's terrific here. The sun is bright and shining in my window, and I'm loving it.
It's always sunny in California.
So, listen, before we get into the football and the refereeing and all these wonderful stories, because we'll get lost in all that, I wanted to talk to you just briefly about your other job, because for folks that don't know, back when you were calling a lot of those 31 years, if not all of them, y'all had to have side jobs. You know, the NFL didn't pay officials enough just for it to be a career, so you were in education, a principal for many years. One of my questions I wanted to ask you was, I noticed you went back like 20-something years later, 23 years, whatever it was, and got your doctorate. Now, that says a lot for anybody. What compelled you to do that after you had a master's in education, to go back and get that doctorate?
Well, thank you. I was the principal of a school called Fairfax High School in West Hollywood. It was a very academic school with a lot of doctors as teachers, and a lot of our kids going to the Ivy Leagues and the Seven Sisters, places like that. And I went from there to work for Herb Alpert at Tijuana Brass. I was the educational director of his foundation, and I thought the doctorate might help a lot in making contacts with people to see where we could be of benefit. Herb Alpert is a very generous man, and at work we make our best donations. So I went back and got the doctorate from USC that way. Spent 4 years doing it, going to school every afternoon or 2 or 3 times a week, and I really enjoyed the opportunity. It was a struggle being a principal and doing that and going back to school, but I enjoyed it.
Oh, I bet. Well, now we got the education part out of the way. Let's get into some football.
Thanks for me.
When did you? How did you get into the NFL? Because I'll share you a little bit. I was a rec league official locally here, and I was terrible. I was not good enough. So I was good enough to get fired. So no, I didn't get fired. But anyways, how did you make it? Did you start at the high school level and work your way up? How did that work out, Jim?
I grew up during the Depression, so I wouldn't have a job, so that's why I became a teacher. In order to supplement my income, I would work on the games, high school games, Friday night, Saturday afternoon. I was making $12.50 a game. Wow. maybe worked 3 games in the weekend, $37.50 for the weekend. I thought that was finding money. I loved it. It was great. But just moved from high school to become a referee in the high school ranks, and then up to the junior college, the small college, and then to the Division I. I worked in Division I for about 4 years. I was very lucky because in 1960, after about 4 years, the NFL was adding Dallas in 1960, and in 61 Minnesota. So they needed more officials. So I never even applied. They saw me work in the college and after work. So I just moved from one level to the other, just like a player does. And I was very fortunate to work in the NFL for 31 years.
Man, that is good. That you just don't have to apply. You're just good enough as it go.
Yeah.
Hey,
he got noticed. They were recruiting him.
Calling my games.
We've got a buddy who a friend of ours that listens to the show quite frequently, Ricky Beanie Hargrove. And he calls college volleyball and softball. So maybe Beanie's listening, and he can take some tips from that. And just that's what you got to do, Beanie. You got to stand out and do it right.
Exceed and excel.
Yeah.
Just do the best you can and love it.
Yeah. So you are also one of the officials, or the ref, and the Ice Bowl and the Fog Bowl. Am I incorrect with that, or is that right?
No, I was in the Ice Bowl. I was a field judge.
Okay.
Actually, I was a referee, but I was my first year moving from field judge to referee, and because I was a first-year referee, I was the alternate in the Ice Bowl. Norm Schachter was the referee on the field, but there were 8 of us, the crew, 6 on the field, and 2 alternates, and I was on the sidelines. I stood next to Coach Lombardi the whole game. Wow. He was cold, I was cold. Every time there was a timeout, I'd go over by the heater and stand by the heater and warm up my fanny.
Yeah, I can't even imagine. They said the ground was like concrete, because it had been frozen, and that was before all the technology of the heat gear, clothes, and of course the heated benches. I mean, y'all had some little heaters over there, but nothing like what they have nowadays.
Well, talking about technology, they had put heaters up underneath the turf.
Yeah,
and they didn't work, and I think that made things worse out there on the field.
I forgot about that.
That's what happened in Green Bay. They did have experimental heaters under the turf, and it didn't work, and that's why it was so cold. But it was the players. They played. They didn't like it, but they played the game, and they loved playing it. Players like playing in any kind of helmet, but this was really cold.
Yeah. Can't imagine.
Jim, what was Tom Landry like?
Well, Tom, I got to know Tom very, very well. He started as a coach of the Cowboys the same time I started as a referee, so we kind of grew up together. So he knew me very well, and he was a very, very good gentleman, knew the rules, knew what you could do, never cheated, never was going to cheat anybody, and never, he got mad, and maybe, I don't think he ever yelled at me particularly, but he'd get mad and disgusted at his players, and that was, he was more disgusted at his players than he was at the officials. If there was a mistake on the field, he just moved on and let it go. He just played one play after the other. He was always thinking ahead, always thinking, what am I going to do for the next play?
Back with more of our Tailgate Talk conversation after this. When things go wrong, State Farm is here to help life go right, and Agent Michael Howell is the one who can help get things back on track. See Michael for your auto, home, life, health, property, and business insurance, and be ready for those unexpected twists that life throws at you. Ask about banking and annuities, too. Call State Farm Agent Michael Howell at 232-5400. Visit him online at michaelhowell.net or go see him at 903 South Clinton Street in Athens. State Farm Agent Michael Howell, there when things go wrong, here to help life go right. Smith's Heating and Cooling in Elkmont is your friendly local contractor servicing most brands of equipment and proudly installing industry-leading Rheem systems. Whether it's an air conditioner, gas furnace, heat pump, or indoor air quality system, Smith's Heating and Cooling prides themselves on their exceptional installation and 24/7 customer service after the fact. They offer financing too. Call 777-5450 today to schedule an appointment or a free no-obligation consultation. Smith's Heating and Cooling. Call 777-5450. Visit them on Facebook or online at smithsheatingandcoolingllc.com.
From day one, First National Bank has been built on a strong foundation of community first. First to lend a helping hand, first to help with community events and fundraisers, first to support local students, athletic programs, and civic organizations, first to support events like United Way, Relay for Life, and many more charitable events, and most importantly, working for our great community. Without you, there'd be no First National Bank. Making communities great together, that's what we strive for.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC. Daly & Son Car Care is Ardmore's only one-stop auto repair and tire shop. Whether it's major mechanic or brake work or routine maintenance like an oil change or lube job, Daly & Son Car Care has been satisfying customers all over with their fast and friendly service. They're also your headquarters for quality Cooper tires. Stop by and see Wayne, Nikki, or Dale at 25600 Main Street in Ardmore, Tennessee, or call them at 931-427-4651. They're on Facebook too. Daly & Son Car Care, open Monday through Friday, 7:30 till 5, and Saturday, 7:30 till noon.
Limestone Drug, located on the square in downtown Athens, is your local Health Mart pharmacy. As your local Health Mart pharmacy, Limestone Drug is locally owned and has a personal commitment to the community. Limestone Drug honors prescription drug plans, including Medicare. They accept flex spending cards and fill prescriptions in minutes, not hours. Limestone Drug knows there's nothing more important than your family's well-being. So shop Limestone Drug at 200 West Market Street in Athens, your local Health Mart pharmacy. Limestone Drug, caring for you and about you.
He'll take the snap, looking for running room on the outside. He's at the 10. He's at the 5. Angling for the pylon. He's in. Touchdown, James Clemens.
Be listening for James Clemens High School football this coming season as the Jets take on the best in Class 7A competition. You can hear every featured game streamed live online at pasnetwork.net on your Amazon Echo device or on your Play Action Sports app and later on demand. You can also hear the replays Sunday afternoons on WKAC Radio. Join us for exciting coverage of James Clemens Jets football this coming season from Play Action Sports and 1080 WKAC. We continue with our conversation on the best of Tailgate Talk on 1080 WKAC.
So, obviously, you know, world-famous NFL referee. How in the world did you get into World Team Tennis?
Well, I was living in Southern California at the time, and Billie Jean King had started the World Team Tennis. The guy who was in charge of the official came to me and he said, you know, you referee football and basketball. I would like to referee tennis. So I was playing tennis those days, and I loved it. I said, gee, that'd be great. So he said, we need people who know about officiating and know about handling themselves on the court. And so I was involved in that for 3 years, and really enjoyable. Got to watch Rod Laver and John Newcomb and people like that who are just great players, and watch them practice before the games. Hour after hour after hour practicing, and I learned a lot just watching them. But I really enjoyed the opportunity to be on the court with the great players, men and women.
That is awesome.
Tennis, you've only got the one there in the tall chair, right? You don't have.
Oh, you got the
Do
linesman.
you have? Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Were you the guy in the chair?
Were you the umpire or were you the linesman?
We had one guy in the chair, and then we had 4 officials on the lines. And as a linesman, when the service was made, you were on one line, and once the service was made and the play was underway, you moved to the next line. I was in the chair several times. I was in the chair with Ili Nastasi, if you remember that name.
Oh, yeah. Nastasi, yeah.
Bad boy, and he got mad one time and was making gestures and saying bad words, and I called the coach over to Dennis Ralston. I said, now, if you can't control that Romanian kid, I'm going to run him right out of the stadium. And he said, I'll take care of him. And Dennis Ralston was very good. He took care of him. But it was interesting working with Chachi. He was a great tennis player, but he was a fiery guy.
Oh, speaking of fiery guys, did you ever officiate any John McEnroe?
I knew it was coming.
matches?
That'd have been before John's time.
Yeah, probably been before John's time.
I mean, for World Team.
Was it? McEnroe was still grammar school when I was working.
Okay.
Now, whether it's tennis, football, other sports you officiated, how hard is it sometimes, especially at that level, because these are world premier athletes, not to get caught up in just watching the game. You know what I mean? You have to focus obviously on the calls you're making. But I called high school baseball right after I got out of high school, and sometimes I would just a guy would make a great play or whatever, and I'd be thinking, man, yeah, instead of making the call. Is that something you just have to learn, or is it a learned habit, or what?
It's certainly easy to do. As a referee, my job was to watch the quarterback, and I was working a game with Chicago Bears at Wrigley Field, and Billy Wade was the quarterback. Gale Sayers was the halfback, and Billy Wade took and pitched it out to Gale Sayers. He started around right in and saw an opening between the tackle and the end, planted his right foot, and at 90 degrees shot between the tackle and end, and the linebacker closed and reached out to grab him, and Sayers hurdled the linebacker like Carl Lewis would hurdle. Boy, that's a great move. Oh my God, I'm supposed to be watching the quarterback.
Well, at least the quarterback wasn't laying over there with his helmet pointing out the wrong way, right?
It's easy to do because these are some great players that make some great moves.
Oh, I can't even imagine. Now, out there on the field, did you ever, over the years, take any big hits yourself, get caught up in the melee?
Ooh, I seen 2 in a high school game just last couple of weeks ago.
Oh, you got to step in between these guys. They're 6'8" and 300 pounds, and you got to step in there and break them up because they're just like little kids in school. As a school teacher, you said, and so kids get fired on the playground. Well, these guys get excited on the football field. You got to break them up. It's a very emotional game, so you got to understand that if they're going to do things and say things that they don't really mean to do in character, and you got to step in between them, and they did.
Jim, what was your first Super Bowl?
Super Bowl VI was the Dallas Cowboys and the Miami Dolphins in Tulane Stadium before the Superdome was built. So we played it at the University of Tulane in their stadium. It's the same stadium I was a few years earlier. I was there when Tom Dempsey kicked his 63-yard field goal.
No way!
I was refereeing that game. But the Miami Dolphins lost to the Dallas Cowboys in that first Super Bowl. It was the first Super Bowl that the Cowboys and the Dolphins were in. And Coach Shula, who became a good friend of mine over the years, Coach Shula went into the locker room after the game and said, "Gentlemen, you see how this feels? We're not going to feel like this anymore." And the next year, he won 17 straight.
Wow!
So I take credit for inspiring
There you go.
Well, I read that story where Art McNally called you a couple of weeks prior to the Super Bowl and had told you that you had the game, and obviously you were blown away in shock. How does that feel? I mean, that's kind of like draft night, and you're being drafted number 1 overall. I mean, really, and did you have any inclination that you might even possibly get to be involved in the game?
Had no idea that I would be selected for the game.
Wow.
But it does bring tears to your eyes. There's no question about it. It's a very emotional time to be able to be selected for the Super Bowl, and I was fortunate to work in 4 of them. So it's a very emotional time. But I really loved it. Art McNally was a great supervisor. He was so honest and so fair to the officials. In fact, I said one time, I would play poker over the phone with Art McNally.
That's honesty right there.
That's honesty. So, I'm sorry, go ahead, Jay.
Some of my other 2 favorite officials was Red Cash and Ben Dry. They had their unique style of doing the first down calls and all that.
Yes, they did. Red is gone now, but Red was a very good official and started out as a rookie. I worked with him. He was in our crew as a rookie for a couple of games, not for a season, but for a couple of games. But I always enjoyed Red. I remember when he came up with that expression, "first down." He said to me, "Do you think it's okay?" I said, "You like to do it? Yes, do it. Don't worry about whether it's okay or not. That's the way you talk. Just go ahead."
Well, I don't remember what number Super Bowl it was, but the Dallas Denver game. Just full disclosure, I never could stand Dallas. I don't know why, but could not stand them. And I'd forgotten all about this call, but where Roger Staubach stepped out of bounds.
I worked that game.
Yeah,
you worked it. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You worked the game. You made that call, and you made the correct call, and caught a lot of grief over it. But man, I wish you'd have been wrong. Cause
I did catch a lot of grief over it. In fact, Roger stepped out of bounds just barely, and it's like being barely pregnant. If you're out of bounds, you're out of bounds.
That's true.
He was to the back. It was intercepted by Denver in the end zone.
Yep.
So I say Roger having an interception, but nobody believed it till Art McCallie phoned me on Thursday, 4 days later, and said we have a photograph of his foot on the line. So you made the right call, but there was no replay in those days.
Right. Yeah.
So that you had to go with what the officials do. Well, I like the replay. I think the replay is a good thing to get the play right, but just not use it too much.
Yes.
Keep the game where the officials on the field.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. That was going to be a question I'm sure one of us was going to ask because, yeah, they'll sit there and delay a game. You know, us at home are seeing the replay, and the first replay you see is obvious, right? Either it's a catch, not a catch, whatever the call may be, and then they're taking 5 minutes, 14 different views, and you're like, oh, my goodness, what's taking so long, you know?
Yeah, sometimes it just does take too long, but the replay official in the booth wants to get the play right, so it sometimes takes longer than we want it to be.
Well, you said you became really good friends with Coach Shula, and you would post about having lunch with him every Friday and all. Were there any coaches that you just would rather take a shot to the
not
head
have lunch with
than call their games?
I figured out one time that I worked for over 300 NFL head coaches, and there was never one of them that was that bad. Yes, they got mad at you. Yes, they called you different names and talked about your ancestry and the fact your mother and father were never married and all that. But they're really good people, and they just get excited about things. They want to win. The pressure's on them, so they want to win. So that's the way it is. I liked them all. I enjoyed it.
Jim,
these are tough ones.
This has been an awesome conversation. We're so thankful that you took time to join us.
Yeah,
and,
absolutely.
Don't be a stranger. We'd love to talk to you again one day.
We'd love to do it. I appreciate the opportunity and love to talk to you guys. Thanks for the call.
Thank you.
Thanks, sir.
Buddy. Jim Tunney, ladies and gentlemen, former NFL ref, one of the greats. It's 11:22, and it's time to take a quick break. You're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk.
Accidents happen. It's a part of life. So next time a wreck is a part of your life, Sides Auto Body Repair is there to lend a hand. Since 1987, Sides Auto Body Repair has been guiding customers through the repair process with as little stress as possible, offering free estimates, a limited lifetime warranty on their work, as well as saving you the headache of handling the insurance paperwork. They're also ICAR Platinum certified and can boast over 60 years of combined experience. Call their Highway 72 West location at 230-6464 or Highway 72 East at 444-0729. Either way, call them first. Sides Auto Body Repair.
Your roof is the first line of defense for your home. Do you have water stains on your ceiling, paint peeling off your walls, shingles missing? It's probably time for you to get your free roof inspection. Locally owned and operated, licensed, and insured, Yellowhammer Roofing is the Yellowhammer State Hometown Team. Yellowhammer Roofing. Let our family protect what's most important to you, your family. 256-232-1933 or online at yellowhammerroofing.com.
At Hendricks Power Washing and Striping, your property is their priority. Power washing, striping, seal coating, crack filling, and asphalt maintenance, rain or shine, day or night. Call Colby for a free quote at 256-763-1740. Visit their Facebook page and see what they've done for other satisfied customers. Give your home or business that brand spanking new look, courtesy of Hendricks Power Washing and Striping. Licensed and insured, call 256-763-1740. Hendricks Power Washing and Striping. If you're running out of space and a yard sale just isn't an option, Midpoint Storage and Buddy Box Storage gives you the choice. Midpoint Storage on Highway 72 East has traditional or climate-controlled units along with spaces for your boat or RV. Buddy Box offers convenient, secured, portable storage units delivered right to your home. They're both locally owned, too. Call 256-800-4249. Look for them on Facebook or online at midpoint.storage.com or buddyboxstorage.com. It's a win-win situation. Midpoint Storage and Buddy Box Storage. 256-800-4249.
Hey guys, this is Joanna for CEI Bookstore and Truth Publications. Many of you are searching for Bible study materials for your Bible classes. Our best-selling Bible curriculum, Discovering God's Way, is a reliable tool for teaching students of all ages through the Bible in its entirety. We're sure you'll love this curriculum, and if you'd like to see other options of Bible classes, we'll be happy to help you select from our topical studies. So stop struggling with the search and come by and let us help you select reliable and meaningful study materials for your class today. CEI Bookstore and Truth Publications, taking his hand, helping each other home.
Bring the man in motion across the line of scrimmage. They give it to him on the sweep play. He's outside, got a little bit of room now. Down the sideline, cuts it back. He's angling for the end zone, and he will score. Wow. Touchdown.
Join us this upcoming season for Limestone County football, streamed right to your computer or mobile device on the Play Action Sports app. You can also hear it on your Amazon Echo by saying, Alexa, open Play Action Sports. Listen for the replay of select games Sunday afternoons on WKAC and download each game from the archives anytime you want. Limestone County football from Play Action Sports and 1080 WKAC. Welcome back to the best of Tailgate Talk on 1080 WKAC.
We've got a very special guest on at the top of the hour here. He is in the Hall of Fame of Hall of Fames, especially in Mississippi. Coach Hill Denson. Coach, we have been excited to talk to you ever since we found out you were coming on the show.
Well, I appreciate that, guys. Looking forward to it.
Now, I have to confess a little bit. I know a little bit about Bellhaven and Millsaps in that area. My son played college football at Mississippi College, just over right around the corner, so I'm familiar with that area. But
right.
But he didn't play baseball, and there's a lot of good baseball playing down in there. And this, I don't know, we don't know where to start because the first thing when we start talking about is you coached against Will the Thrill and Rafael Palmeiro one year, and so I hear you laughing. Maybe we'll use that to get us started.
Yeah, that was my first year at Southern Miss. I retired at Southern Miss first and then came to Bellhaven and actually ended up getting a retirement there, so I'm double retarded. But that first year that I was at Southern Miss was when Palmeiro and Clark and Thigpen and all those guys were at Mississippi State, and I always prided ourselves. We went up there for a weekend series, and we held Palmeiro and Clark to 6 home runs in the 3 games.
Wow. That's strong, buddy. That's strong right there.
So put it on, boy.
I don't expect you to remember this, Coach, because you have talked to, obviously, through the years, so many high school coaches. But do you remember a coach from Limestone County, East Limestone, named Dennis Black, by chance?
I do remember the name. I sure do.
Okay, the only reason I asked is I graduated in '84, and y'all were actually talking to David McLean, who was my best friend growing up. We had a young man named Roy Fletcher who signed with Southern Miss in basketball, and I think Coach Black was trying to make it a package deal for y'all to take my buddy David and Roy. But that's the only reason I brought that up. But yeah, y'all had so many good teams there, and obviously at Bellhaven with all the success and. Does any one more season stand out maybe than others at any particular school?
Well, I think the biggest probably accomplishment at Southern Miss was our getting to a regional for the first time back in the time that I went to Southern Miss. I went in '84 and coached through '97 season. There, and then got my state retirement there. I stayed on part-time with state retirement until 2000, then I went to Bellhaven. But I think probably the biggest year or 2 years there that we had was when we finally got to a point that we were going to regional. Now, let me back up and tell you a little bit about Southern Miss in those days. Most of my years at Southern Miss, we were not in what is now Conference USA. We were in the old Metro Conference.
Yep.
the old Metro Conference wasn't that well known because all of our football teams were independents. And then our conference was all the rest of the sports were played in the conference. Now, let me just tell you who all was in the old Metro, because most people don't know that. But it was us and Florida State, South Carolina, Virginia Tech, Louisville, Cincinnati, Memphis, Tulane, and us.
Strong.
So it was a really good baseball conference, and the sorriest thing in there was Southern Miss at the time we got in there. So, but we felt like we had accomplished something. We started in the spring of '84. Now I didn't go there till January, but I still get credit for that 13-36 season that we had. I got there in January and played about 3 weeks later. And but anyhow, still get credit for that. It takes a long time to get over a 13-36 season. But anyhow, by 1988, we had gotten it to a point that we were being ranked in the country as in attendance, and so we were pushing hard there to do that. And by in the year 90, we made the regionals for the first time, and then 91 made it again. So, those years probably were our, the most prolific accomplishment, I guess you'd say, that we had at the time. But we went from really an intramural status type baseball program to what I thought was nationally competitive. I mean, we had finally caught up with Florida State in 1991 when they were in our league. We were battling for a championship, and that, that felt like that had accomplished a lot. And then that's the year that they left the conference, and people started moving around conferences and all. Everything got all out of whack after that. But, I stayed on through the beginning of Conference USA and all that kind of stuff too. But most of my years were in the old Metro, and it was quite a conference, to be real honest. A lot of long travels too in old buses back in those days. About everything was about 10 hours away except us, Tulane, and maybe us in Memphis. So this time we're 10, 11, 12, 13 hours on a bus. So
yeah, I was going to say that's some rough travel.
Series over the years. Had a lot of good friends in the old Metro Conference. It was a good one. So anyhow, that's basically.
Coach, I got a question for you. In 1987, did you ever think about going to football and getting you another pitcher by the name of Brett Favre?
Actually, we recruited Brett came to play for both of us. So his dad and I played ball at USM together in the 60s.
Yes, sir.
We were on the same team. His dad we called him Chief. He was a pitcher. He couldn't bust his egg against the wall, but he threw a knuckleball and a breaking ball and got a lot of people out. He was a good one. He and I were close friends. But Brett came to really play ball back in those days. But by the time of the third game of his true freshman year, he was on the field playing. Of course, the way scholarships work, baseball doesn't get anything but partial scholarships. Still don't, by the way, which is a little bit in my crawl. But get partial scholarships. So if somebody comes to play both, they're going to take the football scholarship. So then, basically we help the football teams a lot by telling people they can come play both. Mm-hmm. And then most of the time when they get there, they get tired. They're worn out by the time it's time to go to spring, and they've already missed fall practice, and so, et cetera. And so they never get to play both. Very few ever play both. But Brett came to play both, and by the time he was in the third week of his freshman year, he was on the field and started every game for the next 4 years. So, the football coaches, he didn't have any touch. He had a lot of things he had to work on, but the day he stepped on the field at Southern Miss, it I think saved Southern Miss football program at that time. We were getting really low in attendance and people not paying much attention to it, and things were just at a low place when Brett stepped on the field. I told my wife that day, we were sitting at the ball game, and I said, I think he just saved football here. And everything was exciting for 4 years. So it was a good one.
Coach Denson, no doubt. To be honest with you, I took a visit when Coach Carmody was the coach. Took a visit in '86 to Southern Miss, and it was a long drive for me and my dad in the old pickup truck. And when I got there, he told me, he said, man, I'm building an offensive line to protect the quarterback, and my dumb, ignorant, mental midget self didn't realize that the quarterback was Brett Favre. I'm not nowhere near an NFL player, but I could have been a good friend of Brett Favre forever. That would have been incredible. And I just didn't – I mean, the prettiest girls I've ever seen in my life were at Southern Miss University, but it was just a drive. You know, the roads in '86 wasn't like the roads are in 2020, I promise you, down to Hattiesburg, Mississippi from Athens.
Back talking about those good-looking girls, now, I've always had a rating system around the league, all the places we play in over the years,
yes,
and there was the top 3 teams. I got a top 3 if you guys are interested.
Yes, sir, we are. I'm very interested.
Well, the top 3, and in no certain order of the top 3, but Florida State, Ole Miss, and Southern Miss.
There you go.
Were the three best women of all.
Yes, sir.
I love it. That may have changed. Yes, sir. I'm not knocking up the dudes now. Well, I am too.
That's awesome.
That is great.
That's awesome.
What are you talking about? A lot of the athletes were, you attracted them by saying, hey, you can play both. And according to an article I'm looking at here, whenever you took over, the baseball program was kind of held together with football and basketball players.
Well, yeah, but that is Pete Taylor was my coach, by the way. I played for Pete, and Pete had been there 25 years. But really, Pete was a football coach, and it was back like they used to do high schools. You know how all the football coaches, the assistant football coaches, coach the baseball team. And, they more or less just had to roll the balls out there and let you play a little bit and say that so they could get supplemented to be the baseball coach. And that's the way baseball was approached back in those days. And things started to change about the time I went to Southern Miss and all schools around. And a great example of that, and I said it over and over the whole period, Ron Polk and I are really good friends. And Pokey had a great program there at Mississippi State, as y'all know, and toward the end of my career and his career too, we people started complaining they weren't doing this, they weren't doing that. Well, it talked like they've gone down, they're not near as good as they used to be, and that wasn't the case at all. What happened was all the teams around started trying to be baseball teams. And back when I was in high school, there were only about 6 or 8, 5, 6, 7 teams in the country, Division I teams, that cared one flip about baseball. And one of them was Mississippi State. And Mississippi State, way before Ron Polk, was a team that cared about college baseball. And there was nobody else in the SEC that cared much except maybe Florida and Mississippi State in the league then. Nobody else cared. And they were now Skip Bertman started at LSU the same time I started at USM. But people around for instance, all the Southern Misses and all the Northeast Louisianas and Southwestern Louisianas and everybody else all started hiring baseball coaches to coach baseball, as well as the junior colleges in the state and the high schools. And we really changed that in this part of the country now. We are, Mississippi kind of, you guys probably over there thinking about it too, being in Alabama. Mississippi is one of the places we're kind of 50th in everything usually. But one of the things we're not 50th in is college baseball now, and I'm pretty proud of that. That's happened over the last, 20, 30 years, but we got, several good programs in the state, Division 2, 3, 4, not 4, but 1, all the different divisions. So Mississippi, again, is probably in the top 5 in the nation as far as baseball attendance and drawing and selling tickets and making money and that sort of thing. So the problem is, I've been an advocate over the years of I was working hard back in the 90s. We had a committee all over the nation working on it, trying to move into the summer when the baseball fans not just baseball fans, any athletic fans will not accept a sport out of season. And the best example I can give you of that is the NFL. NFL, which is the most popular sport in the country right now, it took over from Major League Baseball back in the 80s and 90s. But the National Football League has tried about 15 times that I can remember to play football in the summertime. And the public doesn't accept that, and none of it ever works. They do it over and over. They just got through trying to do one called, I don't know what they call it, XFL or something. And it's not going to make it. And people won't go to a football game in the summer. As well as, the public perceives the sports like this in the United States. Football goes in the fall, basketball in the winter, and baseball in the summer. Yeah. And that's when it ought to be played. Now, the only problem is colleges and high schools in baseball have always tried to pack it in the school year, which ended about the time baseball really supposed to be starting. So that's kind of thrown us off all these years, and all the old hands still think in terms of that. We got to get through by the end of school. Well, we worked hard to move the baseball season back. I'll summarize and say we did get it moved back a month. The College World Series is a month later than it was back then, but it's still not far enough. College baseball season ought to go from April the 1st to August the 15th. And then football season, and then basketball season. Right now, we're trying to play college baseball during basketball season. Yes. Most of our season.
Yes, sir. They're doing that. I'm sorry. You go ahead. I didn't interrupt you.
Just that simple. It will not work. People will not go to a sport when it's not supposed to be played. So that's why you have now only the South has made it work because it's a little warmer down here. But back when we were fighting for that to get things changed, I was really surprised. We were hit by some coaches in the Northeast that didn't want to move into the summer, and it just threw me all off in my thinking. I couldn't figure out why in the world that would happen. Those guys up there didn't want to move to the summer. And one of the coaches that was doing pretty good in college baseball back then came to me at the side. We were at the convention where we'd been talking to our group of coaches and so forth. And he came to me at the side and said, Coach, basically what you got up there in this I knew what he was talking about because we kind of had done that here in Mississippi the years before. But he said, we've got a bunch of older coaches that are paid a little to coach baseball. They want to get their 30 games in or 20 games in and then go home and go fishing the rest of the year. They don't give one flip about whether we get college baseball better or not. So that was the objection, and it threw me off. Several parts of the country had done that.
We'll be back with more of our Tailgate Talk conversation after this. Accidents happen. It's a part of life. So next time a wreck is a part of your life, Sides Auto Body Repair is there to lend a hand. Since 1987, Sides Auto Body Repair has been guiding customers through the repair process with as little stress as possible, offering free estimates, a limited lifetime warranty on their work, as well as saving you the headache of handling the insurance paperwork. They're also ICAR Platinum certified and can boast over 60 years of combined experience. Call their Highway 72 West location at 230-6464 or Highway 72 East at 444-0729. Either way, call them first. Sides Auto Body Repair. Quality Vinyl is on your side. Quality Vinyl in Athens has been in business since 1987, offering great prices and service the whole time. What has changed is the technology of their products. From vinyl siding and shutters, sunrooms and screen rooms, to doors, windows, columns, and rails. Quality Vinyl, located on the corner of Highway 72 and Reed Road in Athens, just 6 miles west of I-65. Call 232-2665 or visit them online at qualityvinyl.net. Quality Vinyl is on your side.
This is Bella LaFontaine with Crown Service Termite and Pest Control. We take care of all the basics. You know, we take care of cockroaches, ants, wasps. As far as rodents go, most places they'll trap or poison, and that's the end of it. What we do is we're actually going to find the entry points, and we're going to take care of that for you. We do a lot of work with a lot of realtors here in town to bring houses to the closing table. So one of the big things about us is that we're not a sales company. We are a service provider. So we're not looking to meet a sales quota. We're looking to get a house ready to go to closing and get our customers taken care of. This is Bella LaFontaine, Crown Service Termite and Pest Control. We are located at 3413 6th Avenue in Huntsville, Alabama. Phone number is 256-701-7095.
Real estate real easy. That's the motto at Innovative Realty Solutions, and providing the highest quality real estate services is their mission. With sound real estate advice, the latest information, and a skilled analysis of the real estate market, Innovative Realty Solutions offers a better home buying and selling experience with a fair, ethical, and, yes, innovative process. Innovative Realty Solutions. Visit them on Facebook, online at innovativerealtysolutions.com, at 100 North Clinton Street in Athens, or call 230-5950. Innovative Realty Solutions. Real estate real easy. When things go wrong, State Farm is here to help life go right. And Agent Michael Howell is the one who can help get things back on track. See Michael for your auto, home, life, health, property, and business insurance, and be ready for those unexpected twists that life throws at you. Ask about banking and annuities, too. Call State Farm Agent Michael Howell at 232-5400. Visit him online at michaelhowell.net or go see him at 903 South Clinton Street in Athens. State Farm Agent Michael Howell. There when things go wrong, here to help life go right. Smith's Heating and Cooling in Elkmont is your friendly local contractor, servicing most brands of equipment and proudly installing industry-leading Rheem systems. Whether it's an air conditioner, gas furnace, heat pump, or indoor air quality system, Smith's Heating and Cooling prides themselves on their exceptional installation and 24/7 customer service after the fact. They offer financing too. Call 777-5450 today to schedule an appointment or a free no-obligation consultation. Smith's Heating and Cooling. Call 777-5450. Visit them on Facebook or online at smithsheatingandcoolingllc.com. We're back now with more of our conversation on the best of Tailgate Talk.
Coach, let's talk a little bit about this. Maybe you don't like to brag on yourself, but I'm fixing to brag on you. Your overall coaching record at all levels is 1,083 wins with 717 losses and 2 ties.
I'm having trouble hearing you.
Yeah.
So
well, I didn't know what it was, but there's a lot of losses in there. I know that. I can remember them a lot more.
I'm more curious about the ties.
You're getting credit for 36 there that you weren't really there for the whole time. So.
Yeah, 36.
What did you say?
You're getting credit for those 36 losses that first season that you.
Oh yeah, 13, 36, and two ties.
Now, how do you have a tie in baseball? I mean,
well, back then we didn't have lights.
No, you didn't have lights. That's what it was.
Yeah, and the score was tied. So we shut it down and tied.
That's the way it was at Bible school. They didn't have lights.
Yeah.
Todd and I and Tim, we're all the same, and Clint as well. Coach Legg, we all played. Well, I played baseball. Clint, did you play baseball? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
But Todd and I played opposite each other, so I was wondering how about the lights, but yes, there's a couple of places back then that didn't have lights.
One of those times we get somebody mentioned Mississippi College there a while ago.
Yes.
We had Mississippi College down in Southern Miss my first year, and I was always big on doing the right thing in baseball, playing like the game's supposed to be played and so forth. So we jumped out ahead. They beat us the first game of a doubleheader. Second game, we jumped out and got a 10-0 lead. So the old coach was trying to show our players that what you do in baseball is you back off a little bit and get some other guys in, and don't run it up on, make people look bad. We did that, and it was 10-10 at the end of the darkness that night.
Oh goodness!
That was one of our ties that we had. That's one I remember. So.
Well, let me ask you this, Coach. So back in the 80s, early 90s, it seemed like Southern Miss was almost a surrogate team of the ACC in football because the way teams, scheduled them. Who did y'all play out of conference? Who was y'all's kind of go-to out of conference schedule? Did y'all ever play many teams out of the ACC?
Oh, well, yeah. My first games were with Skip Burton. His first games and my first games were against each other. Actually, I played the weekend ahead of him against Livingston, but played LSU. For his first games were at Southern Miss. But if we play LSU, we play, of course, Ole Miss and State. We all played every year. And we back there in baseball, we weren't like the silly football people scared to play each other and all that. So we played. You know, they always scared it's going to make them look bad if somebody beats them. So, you know, and we had a tendency to beat them a lot. So, in football, I'm talking about. And so it wouldn't play. And our legislature's never done what they've done in Florida, where they required all of us to play, you know, which is what they did in Florida. That's the reason you see Miami, Florida State, and Florida all playing. Back when Florida State and Miami were independents. So, you know, they were independents, but they all played each other in football. And that, of course, kept a lot of money in the state on Saturdays in the fall. And instead of going out of state, instead of us going over there and playing you guys in Alabama, we could then play in Ole Miss or whatever, vice versa. So anyhow, that's kind of stuff. You know, I'm a kind of a philosopher, as y'all can tell. I don't mean to be, but I get to running on about some of this stuff. I was in on a lot of the, you know, the things going on with coppers changing and things like that. So I know a lot about it back in those days.
I've got a question that Todd always asks some of our guests that was around the game when it was different. The game of baseball when it was different, when you didn't play on turf fields, and you know the gravel, that one piece of gravel, and when you're playing shortstop is going to be the one that daggone baseball hits and pops you right in the chin, you know. But the field, I mean, the fields back then were dirt. You know, you hit and you bunted, you hit and run, you stole. Nowadays it seems like in pro ball it's long ball or nothing. Very few times will you have a coach that'll play small ball and play actually real baseball. So I just want your ideas on that. I'm old school when it comes to that stuff. So,
well, I'm old. I'm an old codger, but I'm not necessarily old school. I tell you what, the turf field is the most wonderful thing that's ever been invented for baseball.
Okay.
And I've been playing on it since 2005. Here, we were one of the first to have it in college baseball. We were first to put it at home plate, and then been on the mound and things like that, and I'm a big proponent of it. So I absolutely love it. It's just so much better than playing on different dirt fields and all that. But anyhow, I won't get into all that part of it. But it is great to play on. I've always liked, of course, I've always been an old Yankees fan. I was a Yankees fan as a kid, and I always liked the 3 or 4 run homer. You know, I wasn't one of those guys that did all that. Well, I did bunt because we had a lot of guys that couldn't do anything but bunt. But if they hit one out, hit one a long way, my thinking's always been if they've done it once, they can probably do it again. Let's let them swing it, that makes sense.
I hear you. They say it's a lot easier.
Now, the guy that never hit one, the one that is not capable of hitting one over the fence, you might well bunt with him. See, that's what. And there's those guys in the game. I love little leadoff hitters that get on and that sort of thing. And so I love that part. In fact, I was actually one of those guys. I was a guy that ran and bunted and drag bunted and things like that. So, but I always liked those old boys behind me hit that home run. I didn't have to run so hard to get home. I could just trot in there, you know, if they hit that homer behind.
Now
I've always loved it.
You said drag bunt. Are you a lefty?
Yeah, I am a lefty. I'm a lefty in everything. Hitting, and that's about it, really. Now, I have bought some left-handed golf clubs now, and I've discovered it didn't help me any. I play with righties. But, you know, that game is
frustrating.
That's a hard game, man. That's a frustrating game. And, yeah, I could hit that thing if they'd throw it to me, but I can't hit it.
That's good.
One of the things I've noticed is that their bats are too long. I hit the ground a lot before I get to the ball.
They're not balanced good either, Coach. You got the big end on the end and a tiny little end up on the top.
Oh, it's awful. It's awful game.
That's funny.
Well, you say you retired from Southern Miss. What brought you out of retirement to go to Bellhaven?
Well, I don't really know. I was still working at the university. The state of Mississippi allows you to retire, and then you could work half days or part-time, in other words. And I was still working with fundraising in the Eagle Club and all that. But I had started doing a little commercial real estate, and I liked that sort of thing. But I don't know. I got a call one day from Bellhaven, and Judy and I had started out. I was a coach in Jackson at Callaway High School for 10 years. And back in those days, Callaway High School was pretty good. And I was a high school coach there for 10 years. So our girls both had been born in Jackson. So Jackson was kind of like home to us. And when Bellhaven called and offered me a job, I looked at her and she looked at me and said, well, might as well go Jackson, So we did, and I thought I would do it about a year or two and get it out of my system. Dadgum, I got 19 years. I got another retirement.
That is awesome.
Coach, one of my best friend's son got the opportunity to play for you at Bellhaven. His name's Brick Pugh. He played at Bellhaven baseball.
Yeah.
And his buddies,
good with that.
yes, sir, and his buddy Sanford and all those guys, they come up here a lot to hang out with us, even though Sanford's an LSU fan. We still allow him in the house.
Yeah, they some good folks there. Good
Yes,
old Brick and Sanford both. There's a bunch of guys up there too. Over the years have been
David,
in your
yes, sir.
in your area.
Yes, sir. We got another kid down there named David. His David. What is David's last name? He's a pitcher for you from East Limestone. His daddy is one of our bus drivers at school and our music director at church over there. He's a left-handed pitcher from East Limestone. David, gosh almighty.
Well, again, we took a bunch of them down here to play for us.
Yes, sir.
And from that area up there, and one of my better coaches from Oneonta.
Yes, sir.
One of my assistant coaches has turned into a really great college baseball coach. Is a guy named Andy Gibson.
Yes,
Andrew
sir.
Gibson is from over
That's
there.
right.
And
That's right. David's
he's
name.
down in,
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry.
Yes, sir. David's name's Hall. I don't know what I was thinking. That's his
Oh,
name.
yeah, David Hall's
Yes,
on the
sir.
team now. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I
He
was
sure
trying to say back older.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And David's not left-handed either. He's right-handed.
I'm
so
sorry.
He's gone through some surgery problems. He played 2 years or 3 years for me, and then last year, of course, that he was coming back from his surgery. He was out the year before, right after the season went into surgery, and then he was coming out of it last year. And of course, they got about 8 or 10 games in, called the season off.
Yeah,
I was kind of chapped about that. I'd been coaching 47 years, I think, and never had a day off that I can remember. I think I might have missed 5 days. One time I had appendix out and I missed a day or two and things like that. But I maybe 5 days off in all those 47 years. And last year, as soon as the season, that was my first year out, and those old boys got paid the rest of the year for sitting around doing nothing. They couldn't even play.
Well, yes, sir.
I thought that.
Yes, sir.
That was tough. Yes, I should have stayed on one more year and got a year of nothing with a lot of pay.
There you go.
Would have been a good decision, probably.
That'd be one of those consultants. That's what I need to be. I've
There you
always
go.
wanted to be a consultant,
Yes, sir.
but I don't know what I can consult them on.
Yes, sir.
But anyhow, what's going on over in Huntsville right now? Anything that we got some bunch of cloudy cold weather in here. We usually a day ahead of y'all over there. My buddy Will Sowell lives over there, and I talk to him just about every day. So we're about a half a day ahead of you usually.
Well, we have a brand new AA ball team that we're hoping to get a season in this year. Rocket City Trash Pandas, and they've got a big nice stadium, Toyota Field, built over here, and we're looking forward to that, Coach. I mean, really are.
Well, one of my years back in the early 80s when we lived in Nashville, my wife and I worked for the Nashville Sound. At that time, we owned the Huntsville
Stars. Yeah.
South. And then we had a Huntsville baseball team there, too. Now, I say we own, the guys I work for that own the Nashville Sound, several of the music guys, and big bunch of ownership. But we had some stuff down in Huntsville. Yes. But they never would let me out of town. I had to stay in Nashville the whole time. So.
We're hoping for Major League Baseball in Nashville before too much longer.
Yeah. Well, that was one of the things. Larry Smitho was my boss back in those days, and he was pushing then in 81, 82, 83. He was pushing for Major League Baseball. And, of course, at that time, we didn't have the population there. But with the explosion that's happened down there around Nashville, I don't mean the explosion in the truck. I'm talking about the explosion of the population.
Right.
That's happened around there. That, I feel like Major League Baseball will start looking at that area now.
Yes,
it's possible.
Well, now you mentioned your wife, Judy. Y'all have been married for a lot of years, and I'm looking here at an article. She's got a story in herself. I mean, she was on TV, had her a talk show, and also helped launch the Nashville Network.
Wow.
Right, that's right. And she's a lucky woman, though, is what I say. But she's had me all these years.
Oh.
I tell her she's lucky all the time.
Yeah.
But anyhow,
I tell my wife that too, but she don't believe it, Coach. So.
Well, I don't think mine believes it either. I'm just telling you, I tell her that. But she's we've been married 52 years. That's right. So
that's great. Congratulations.
But yeah, we moved into Nashville 9 or 10 months before the Nashville Network went on the air. Now, that was in 81, 82, along in there. Cable was just starting. Nobody knew what was going to happen. So we took a chance, moved in there, and took a chance, and she left down here, and we went up there and I moved without a job. I had been coaching at Callaway High School, but I moved without a job, and we moved in there 9 months ahead and to help launch the Nashville Network, which became country music's cable station. And so we went through all the beginnings of that, and she ended up being on the show every night. Originally, she wasn't going to be on the show. She was going to be an associate producer that did little stories that would be features. They would go run one a night in an hour and a half live show. They were going to run one a night, which would be about 2 minutes long. But the whole idea was something to do with the music profession. Any little story, like she had a couple of crews that worked under, and she might send them out over to Paducah, Kentucky, to do a story on old Billy Bob Smith who made fiddles or something, and something like that would be a interesting feature, and that was the idea. So we moved in there 9 or 10 months ahead of time, and she started with her crews putting things on tape so they could run one a night when the show started. And of course, we were there at the beginnings, and when they first opened up, the studios weren't quite ready, and we ended up being in the Opryland Hotel the first nights in that main bar there as you come in the door, the old entrance to the thing. But, we were all part of that scene there for 2 or 3 years, and I would go over there a lot at night, and I became, when I caught on with the Sounds, one of the things, I worked for the Nashville Sounds. I did not work for the Yankees. We were the Yankees AA club, but I worked for the Sounds, Smitho and them, helped selling season tickets, things like that. But when it came time for the season, Smitho gave me some long title. I never could remember what all it was on my title, but main thing was I had the pregame stuff, and I started out with the beginning of the year. I would go to Judy's show 2 or 3 nights a week over there and sit with them backstage, and it'd be whoever was on the show, I'd sit and visit with them. Well, I found out very quickly that I could just I'd ask all those people, would you like to do the national anthem? And I was so surprised that it didn't matter who it was, how big a star they were, Loretta Lynn, the Gatlin brothers, Charlie Pride, whoever I said it to, man, yeah, I want to do it. And I figured they won't be asking me for money, too, but they didn't, and they all wanted to do it. And I would make them come an afternoon early in the afternoon and practice it, because we had a 1.5 seconds delay behind them when they would sing, and it would throw them off. So anyhow, long story short, I had it done. I prided myself all season. We had the national anthem done live all year, the whole season, every game. We didn't miss a game. And we had it on the fiddle, we had it on the harmonica, we had people singing it and all that kind of stuff. So that was one of my things that I was in charge of.
Coach,
besides all that, yeah.
It's been a great conversation. We're out of time, my friend. And we hope to have you on again.
Yeah, this was great.
Time flies when you're having fun, buddy.
Well, y'all holler, man. I'd love to talk to you anytime, and I'll shut up next time and let y'all talk to me.
No, that's not what we want to do.
We want to hear
guest.
from you, buddy. This has been awesome.
Think of some more stories to tell next time. We'll do it again.
All right. Well, good to talk to you guys.
Same here, Coach.
Take care.
Okay. Thanks a lot. See you.
See you. Bye-bye. That was Coach Hill Denson. A great conversation. I could love to sit chatting forever with the guy. But it's time to take a break. You're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk on WKAC, the Big 1080.
From day one, First National Bank has been built on a strong foundation of community first. First to lend a helping hand, first to help with community events and fundraisers, first to support local students, athletic programs, and civic organizations, first to support events like United Way, Relay for Life, and many more charitable events, and most importantly, working for our great community. Without you, there'd be no First National Bank. Making communities great together, that's what we strive for.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC. Daly & Son Car Care is Ardmore's only one-stop auto repair and tire shop. Whether it's major mechanic or brake work or routine maintenance like an oil change or lube job, Daly & Son Car Care has been satisfying customers all over with their fast and friendly service. They're also your headquarters for quality Cooper tires. Stop by and see Wayne, Nikki, or Dale at 25600 Main Street in Ardmore, Tennessee, or call them at 931-427-4651. They're on Facebook too. Daly & Son Car Care, open Monday through Friday, 7:30 till 5, and Saturday, 7:30 till noon. If you're running out of space and a yard sale just isn't an option, Midpoint Storage and Buddy Box Storage gives you the choice. Midpoint Storage on Highway 72 East has traditional or climate-controlled units along with spaces for your boat or RV. Buddy Box offers convenient, secured, portable storage units delivered right to your home. They're both locally owned, too. Call 256-800-4249. Look for them on Facebook or online at midpoint.storage.com or buddyboxstorage.com. It's a win-win situation. Midpoint Storage and Buddy Box Storage. 256-800-4249. At Hendricks Power Washing and Striping, your property is their priority. Power washing, striping, seal coating, crack filling, and asphalt maintenance, rain or shine, day or night. Call Colby for a free quote at 256-763-1740. Visit their Facebook page and see what they've done for other satisfied customers. Give your home or business that brand spanking new look, courtesy of Hendricks Power Washing and Striping. Licensed and insured, call 256-763-1740. Hendricks Power Washing and Striping. The Bama Zach Memorial Scholarship has been set up to honor the legacy of Bama Zach Green, a huge fan of the Crimson Tide, along with Limestone County sports. The scholarship will go each year to a male and female athlete from Limestone County. Checks should be made out to Bama Zach Memorial Scholarship and can be sent in care of Garth Garris, 13833 Pinnacle Drive, Athens, Alabama, 35613. Donations can also be made in person at First State Bank of the South at 1319 Highway 72 East in Athens. Thank you for showing your support for local athletes by giving to the Bama Zach Memorial Scholarship. The Play Action Sports Report is back in podcast form. Look for it every Wednesday on your favorite podcast platform. The Play Action Sports Report. Scores, interviews, highlights, and more from school, youth, and amateur sports in Athens and Limestone County. The Play Action Sports Report every Wednesday on your favorite podcast platform or online at pasnetwork.net. You're listening to the best of Tailgate Talk on 1080 WKAC.
I've been waiting on this lady to come back and join us for a while. Jennifer Garrett, Move the Ball motivational speaker. Jennifer, welcome back to the show.
Hey, thank you so much for having me on. I'm excited to be here today.
We are excited to have you. And you're doing also a Facebook Live thing, if I'm not mistaken, right?
I do a Facebook Live every Monday, Momentum Mondays, as we call it. That's correct.
That's what I thought. So I hadn't been able to catch into one yet, but I always get your notifications. So one of these days I'm going to get in there and get that motivational thing.
You need to get motivated to get motivated.
That's the truth. I need to get motivated to get motivated. And I think your podcast here is podcast host is at movetheballpodcast.com. Is that right?
That's correct. Yep.
I forgot you were an Army lawyer, too. Why don't I just shut up telling you what you are and let you tell us what you're doing? How about that?
Sounds like a plan. Yeah, so Jen Garrett, author of the book Move the Ball, podcast host of the Move the Ball podcast, and what I do is I work with professional athletes, with executives, with individuals who are looking at putting together a game plan so they can achieve higher levels of success, whether that's on the field if they're an athlete or beyond the game and off the field if they're an athlete or an executive or just an individual that wants to level up. And then, as you mentioned, I am an Army lawyer. I'm still serving in the Michigan Army National Guard as a judge advocate.
Ooh, judge advocate. Is that like a judge advocate general, like JAG? Is that?
Yes, I'm a member of the JAG course. If you remember the TV show
yes, ma'am.
back in the day, we all fly airplanes, which would be cool if we did, but we don't.
Yeah.
Another myth blown.
So you work with professional athletes and executives and stuff like that. How is what's maybe some stories you can share without getting into too many details of how you help somebody?
Yeah, I mean, one of the things, there's a couple things. One, it's focused on the person, the individual, and how to make sure they have the right habits, the right routines in their life to be able to move the ball and reach those levels of performance they're looking for. Another element is the team, and how do they work well with their team as a leader, and so making sure that we're getting good leadership qualities and habits and practices instilled as well, and just optimizing the organization and making sure that if they are, for example, an executive leader, making sure that their organization is operating in the most efficient and effective manner. Are they focusing on the right priorities to achieve the business objectives that they have, as an example?
It seems to me sometimes people might confuse being a leader with just running your mouth.
Yeah.
It seems like there's a lot of that stuff going on now.
Yes, yeah. There's a time for leaders to speak. There's a time for not to speak. But one thing that's important is really understanding and adapting to the team and making sure you're communicating effectively with each person based upon their style and setting up the team for success based upon their strengths, and not trying to run things that might play to their weaknesses. That's something that I actually just talked about yesterday. I recorded an episode for my podcast with Mickey Joseph, and Mickey is the assistant head coach and wide receivers coach at LSU. And so we talked a bit about how, as a coach, you have to adapt your style, which is the same thing as a leader off the field.
Yeah. Because a leader, if it's on the field or on the court, it's not always about the talking. It's about the doing. And just being the example.
Absolutely.
This works with me because what I do with my job is to help test and develop truck tires. But I can't do it by myself. My account or my customer has to have a leader, and then your contact, and then the guys who actually do the mounting and the work, the hard work, the greasy work, I should say. So that's one of the things I try to focus on is making sure I can assemble when they assemble their team, is to make sure that we're all in communications together. So I understand a little bit about what you're talking about.
Yes, it's a very important part. The communication is key.
Definitely.
And I had a thought race through my mind, and it didn't even stop.
Really? I was going to ask her how she uses the football as the move the ball.
Oh yeah.
How'd she adage? Thank you very much.
Yeah, so all sports teach us so many things about how to be successful in life, the competitive athlete mentality. I've studied football since I was 4 years old, and so for me, that was the sport that I gravitated to. I do watch a lot of other sports as well, but that's my big one where I've developed this expertise and taken away so many lessons from the game. And I think fundamentally one of the biggest things that's important for people to remember, and I talk about this in the book, is that I analogize you to being the quarterback in your own life. And so it's really up to you to drive action, to move that ball forward. And that doesn't matter no matter what role you are on a team. Maybe you're not the manager, maybe you're not the team leader, but when you look at your own life, you are the quarterback of your role and your contribution. So it's really up to you to still think about, how am I going to move that ball each and every day? It's not anybody else. It's up to me, and I leverage my team around me to get things done. But you have to have that ownership, and that's what it starts with.
Well, now, and here's that thought. It came back to
good. Caught it in that lacrosse thing, didn't you?
Here in the last, almost year here, people have been struggling with having to stay home, and you know, you've had athletes that have opted out, teams that have opted out, and how much have you had to deal with
COVID issues,
COVID
depression,
related
anxiety,
issues? Yeah, whether it's athletes or even just maybe individuals.
Yeah, I mean, I've dealt with athletes, individuals, businesses. I mean, the common theme last year was about adjusting and adapting, right? Because none of us could have anticipated that this was going to happen, but we all had to do things differently as a result of that. And that is from, some people had to shift their business because the markets they were catering to were not existing anymore. For example, people that were doing more, I worked with a lot of coaches that were business coaches and small businesses that were focused more on B2B stuff, that because businesses were just trying to survive, they had to reassess their business model and the services they could offer, because the services they used to be offering were non-existent anymore. There wasn't a market for it, just as an example. Some people, I mean, it was a huge weight on them mindset-wise. They had to really recondition their thinking so they wouldn't be in a state of depression, because there was a lot of negativity. There was a lot of uncertainty last year. We're still going through that now. And so I think mental health is so important right now for people to be mindful of, because there are a lot of people that are struggling mentally with everything that's been going on, COVID and other things as well. And I think it's important for us to always remember that we need to check up on the people that we care about, our teammates, our coworkers, our family, our friends, just to make sure they're doing okay during this time as well. But I think another important thing is you always have to be looking at how can you adapt to what's going on, and you focus on what you can control. We mentioned my podcast. We're kicking off season 2 on March 1st. Jeff Garcia, former NFL quarterback, is the first guest on the show. And we talked a lot about adjusting and adapting in a world like COVID and focusing on what you can control, because you can't affect the rest. So why waste energy on the things that you can't control, and look at how you can take ownership of the things that you do have some control over and action that you can affect, and focus on those things instead of everything else that's going on out there.
Now, Jennifer, what I just done is opened up my podcast app on my iPhone here and just typed in "move the ball," 3 words. It comes back with a little circle R. It's registered, and there you are on your podcast. So they don't, if you're interested in listening to Jennifer's podcast, you don't necessarily have to type out all the words. If you got the podcast app, just go through the search icon, and there she pops right back up.
Yeah, so if you just search "Move the Ball" on any of the major podcasting platforms like the Apple Podcast app, or Google Play, Google Podcast, Spotify, Anchor, I'm on all of those.
You're everywhere.
I try to be.
That's good. Well, what's in store? What's in the future? Just continuing what you're doing? Any big plans? And definitely let everybody know about your book as well.
Yeah, so big plans for me. I mean, I'm launching season 2 of the podcast. So I'm really excited about having some great guests on the show. We've mentioned a couple of them. If anyone listening plays Call of Duty, because that is a very big, popular thing, I actually just interviewed the commissioner of the Call of Duty League, Johanna Ferris, and her episode will release on March 8th, which is International Women's Day, and she does a fantastic job. So for the Call of Duty fans out there, check her out. But that's a big thing for me, is just continuing to serve people and bring value through the podcast. I am going to do more live sessions. I do the Momentum Mondays on Facebook Live, but I'm looking at doing some more LinkedIn lives as well, and other Facebook and Instagram lives. So that's a big thing for me this year, is to kind of get more on camera and doing live sessions throughout the year. So stay tuned for that. And then the book is called "Move the Ball: How a Game of American Football Can Help You Achieve Your Life Goals." It's all about football specific strategies and principles, and how you can use those Beyond the Game. It's on Amazon in ebook, paperback, as well as audiobook versions.
Cool. Excellent.
Check it out.
Absolutely.
I think it's kind of amusing that people, during these days have been kind of forced, people who were not previously techie types have been forced to do stuff like that, Zoom calls and things like that. It's, like I say, it's amusing, but it shows to me the American will to do it,
adapt, overcome. Right.
Yeah.
Well, Jennifer, we're glad to have you with us. Thanks for joining us again. Best of luck on your podcast and sales of your book. And
we'll have to get that for sure.
Definitely. And keep on keeping those professional athletes straight.
Thank you. I appreciate coming on. If I could share one other thing, since we're talking about athletes.
Most certainly can.
As part of the Move the Ball podcast, I do a Path to the Draft series before the NFL draft. And so in April, I'm going to feature an NFL draft prospect every day starting April 8th. So for those that are interested, follow college football and are interested in the NFL draft, it's a chance to hear some of these young men's stories and how they're getting ready to prepare for the NFL draft. So I'm really excited for the series. We had some great kids on last season, some that ended up getting drafted or picked up as free agents. Khalil and Carlos Davis last year from Nebraska. Khalil was on the Tampa Bay Bucks, so he won a Super Bowl his rookie year. Pretty excited for him for that. Harrison Hand, Josh Metellus, Isaiah Wright. So we had some good kids on. I'm going to have some great kids on this show. Antoine Simmons from Michigan State, Elijah Molden from Washington, and some others. So it'll be a great series for those that are interested in college football kids and hearing them on their way to the draft.
Well, since we don't have Bama Zach with us here anymore, I've got to do a Bama Zach question. Are you gonna have any Alabama ball players on there?
I'm working on that. Yeah. I'm an Alabama alum, so I'm working on that.
For sure.
I should
Devontae
have,
for sure.
Yeah, I'll work on that. I know that Devontae is down. He's training in Florida and Tampa with Yo Murphy, so I'm working on that, but haven't secured that one just yet. I've got at least a Florida guy, might have a couple LSU guys, but I got to work on Alabama.
That sounds great. Jen, once again, thank you so much for joining us. It's been a hoot talking to you.
We appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, goodbye. Ladies and gentlemen, Jennifer Garrett, Move the Ball podcast. Look her up. Listen to it. It's great motivational stuff. It's time to take a quick break. You're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk on WKAC, the Big 1080.
Hey guys, this is Joanna for CEI Bookstore and Truth Publications. Many of you are searching for Bible study materials for your Bible classes. Our best-selling Bible curriculum, Discovering God's Way, is a reliable tool for teaching students of all ages through the Bible in its entirety. We're sure you'll love this curriculum, and if you'd like to see other options of Bible classes, we'll be happy to help you select from our topical studies. So stop struggling with the search and come by and let us help you select reliable and meaningful study materials for your class today. CEI Bookstore and Truth Publications, taking his hand, helping each other home.
P4 Physical Therapy is a new outpatient provider offering community-based care with a unique partnership model that allows them to consistently deliver world-class outpatient care, emphasizing personalized hands-on treatment. Whether it's orthopedic, physical, geriatric, or manual therapy, sports or neuro rehab, telehealth, or most any type of muscle or joint pain, P4 Physical Therapy promises to treat you with integrity, compassion, faithfulness, and selflessness. Locations in Athens, Huntsville, and Winfield, Alabama, as well as Fayetteville and Knoxville, Tennessee. Look for them on Facebook or online at p4physicaltherapy.com.
Your roof is the first line of defense for your home. Do you have water stains on your ceiling, paint peeling off your walls, shingles missing? It's probably time for you to get your free roof inspection. Locally owned and operated, licensed, and insured, Yellowhammer Roofing is the Yellowhammer State Hometown Team. Yellowhammer Roofing. Let our family protect what's most important to you, your family. 256-232-1933 or online at yellowhammerroofing.com.
Accidents happen. It's a part of life. So next time a wreck is a part of your life, Sides Auto Body Repair is there to lend a hand. Since 1987, Sides Auto Body Repair has been guiding customers through the repair process with as little stress as possible, offering free estimates, a limited lifetime warranty on their work, as well as saving you the headache of handling the insurance paperwork. They're also ICAR Platinum certified and can boast over 60 years of combined experience. Call their Highway 72 West location at 230-6464 or Highway 72 East at 444-0729. Either way, call them first. Sides Auto Body Repair. If you're running out of space and a yard sale just isn't an option, Midpoint Storage and Buddy Box Storage gives you the choice. Midpoint Storage on Highway 72 East has traditional or climate-controlled units along with spaces for your boat or RV. Buddy Box offers convenient, secured, portable storage units delivered right to your home. They're both locally owned, too. Call 256-800-4249. Look for them on Facebook or online at midpoint.storage.com or buddyboxstorage.com. It's a win-win situation. Midpoint Storage and Buddy Box Storage. 256-800-4249. Quality Vinyl is on your side. Quality Vinyl in Athens has been in business since 1987, offering great prices and service the whole time. What has changed is the technology of their products. From vinyl siding and shutters, sunrooms and screen rooms, to doors, windows, columns, and rails. Quality Vinyl, located on the corner of Highway 72 and Reed Road in Athens, just 6 miles west of I-65. Call 232-2665 or visit them online at qualityvinyl.net. Quality Vinyl is on your side.
Bring the man in motion across the line of scrimmage. They give it to him on the sweep play. He's outside, got a little bit of room now. Down the sideline, cuts it back. He's angling for the end zone, and he will score. Wow. Touchdown.
Join us this upcoming season for Limestone County football, streamed right to your computer or mobile device on the Play Action Sports app. You can also hear it on your Amazon Echo by saying, Alexa, open Play Action Sports. Listen for the replay of select games Sunday afternoons on WKAC and download each game from the archives anytime you want. Limestone County football from Play Action Sports and 1080 WKAC. You've been listening to the best of Tailgate Talk. You can hear the archive of this and other shows online at tailgatetalk.net. Join us next Saturday at 10 a.m. Applebee's Tailgate Talk is a production of Play Action Sports on 1080 WKAC.